All right, I think we can both agree on this. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Yikes. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Is it me doing this review? Is it my replica? I don't know. Today we are talking about Replicas, the brand new movie starring Keanu Reeves, directed by Jeffrey Nachmanoff. And the premise is a scientist becomes obsessed with bringing back his family members who died in a tragic accident. I did not know that going in. Replicas was very interesting to me because of the lack of marketing. One, it just started revving up this week, and two, the release date has changed multiple times. This was supposed to come out last year. It did in other countries. I finally saw it, and we're going to talk about it. If you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. I'm saving the announcements to the end. Let's get right into the good. And yeah, if you can't tell, this is a movie that belongs in January. Not a lot to talk about when it comes to the good. I will say I like Keanu Reeves. I don't think he necessarily fit this character or this role. I don't know why he was in this movie, but I like Keanu Reeves. So when I see him on screen, I'm like, ooh, Keanu Reeves. That's a thing. I will say this about the story. It did pique my interest at times, and there are some twists in there that I did not see coming. So I won't say this movie is a predictable film because there were some things that happened. Okay, moments were really predictable, but other moments I'm like, okay, that's an interesting turn. And then they take that interesting turn and they do things. I will wait until the bad. And I will say this, the movie does genuinely get better. The first two acts were snooze fest. The third act, it throws you a few curveballs. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming. That is a good thing. But my big problem with that is that where this story goes in the third act isn't even the most exciting angle it could have taken. Let's get into the bad. And let's start the bad off with the dialogue. This dialogue is horrible. It's the most conventional and cliched sci-fi dialogue, especially at the beginning when they're all on the computers and they're trying to figure stuff out with the replicas. They're like, I've connected the JPEG to the Foursquare and I'm trying to put the electrical wire into the man's anus. I don't know where that was going. I was trying to come up with cliched dialogue. But no, they're all just sitting there and saying scientist stuff, cliched lines that we have heard in 1,000 other sci-fi films, and they want you and expect you to believe that Keanu Reeves is this brilliant scientist. Seriously, are you kidding me? Why would you cast him in this role? First off, he was a lying scumbag. The man lies to everyone. Yes, he's doing it in kind of a good heart and doing it for the right reasons, but the things that he does, they are inhumane, and everyone that you talk to and come across, you're like, nah, I ain't doing that. They're good. Everything's good. I won't tell you the twists and the turns, but I'm just telling you what Keanu Reeves' character does is just very annoying. It's unbelievable. You don't believe that he is this person in the first place, and then you're not really rooting for him. I was rooting for him in a way, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, what he is doing it's just not right. The entire concept of the movie just feels uninspired. It's lazy writing, it's bad dialogue, the conversations don't come across as realistic, they come across as something that is completely scripted. Keanu Reeves did not get good direction because what he is doing is Keanu Reeves. It's not this character, it's just a copy of better movies. That's what Replicas is. That's why I couldn't find a release date. That's why it's coming out in January. This is the definition of what people used to consider a January movie. Lately, in the last few years, there have been good January movies starting to break the trend, if you will. And then Replicas comes out and it's like, nah, we're back to January. January movies, they're bad. Thomas Middleditch is in this movie for some reason. Alice Eve, I've not even hit on her yet, but she's really bad in this movie. Really, really bad. I don't know if it's her or the direction, but every line of dialogue, I'm not telling you whether she was a computer or a replica or not, but it sure sounds like she was from beginning to end. In particular, one exchange that they had in the car, mild spoiler, if you care, I'm just putting that out there, but it was when they're driving and it's very rainy outside and she literally goes like this in this voice, I can't see anything. Can you see anything? I feel like maybe we should pull over. And then this 18-wheeler comes out of nowhere and almost nails them head on, and she goes in the calmest voice, that was close. Is there a director? Did they decide to just get in the car and do this themselves? What happened? Combine that dialogue with the acting, and you have a prime example of what Replicas is throughout the entire film from beginning to end. It's just a really bad, and some people will consider this a B movie. It's kind of a spoof on the genre in a way. I don't think that's what the filmmakers intended. They take this material very, very seriously. And to be honest, at times, it just felt like a made-for-television, horrible CGI-filled cringe fest. That's what it was from beginning to end. Like I said, it did get a bit better, but it didn't get good enough to allow me to recommend this to you guys, so I'm gonna say skip it, and I'm gonna give Replicas a very forgiving 30%. The only reason I'm giving it a 30% is because I like watching Keanu Reeves, and there were elements in the third act that made me sit down and go, this could have been good, but it wasn't, hence the 30%. So yeah, if you saw Replicas, what did you guys think about it? Let's start a discussion in the comments section. This is your place to talk Replicas. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, you can find me on Letterboxd. I am writing reviews on the daily. Every movie that I watch in 2019 will be logged. You can find the link below, and I'm going to rank them as I go. You have access to that list if for some reason you want to see which movies I like, which movies I don't like. Not a lot on there right now. I've only seen a few, and I am doing Stardusts on the daily as well, my 30-second reactions. And before I go, this is something I'm going to do every now and then. I am doing a patron shout out. Thank you so much to John Bailey, who follows me on Patreon. He has access to many lists and countdowns and spoiler reviews that I'm doing on that channel. If you guys want to go check me out on Patreon, please feel free. You don't have to, but I truly appreciate all of my patrons. You guys are awesome, and you guys are the absolute best. I will be back tomorrow evening with another review, and I'll catch you later.